Welcome back to my channel. This is video number 2. I am beyond excited to be making a second video. I have so much more to share with you guys. I'm wearing my comfy pajama romper. So I hope you guys are also wearing something comfy because today we have a special guest. This is my childhood doll, Raggedy Ann. And since we are in the month of October, I figured why not make it a little spooky, just because of the fact that Raggedy Ann is now correlated to The Conjuring, sadly. But anyways, love her. She is my baby girl. I just have some things I want to chat with you guys about. I have my other son's iPad because my youngest iPad is dead, so I need to use this. We are going to be talking about, I have a couple childhood stories I want to tell you guys. It is TMI, so just letting you guys know, everything I'm telling you most likely will be TMI. But it's okay, that's what I'm here for. Let's overshare, right? And you guys are my friends. So I want to talk about some childhood stories. I want to end the episode with a Reddit story, of course. I have a good one. I have a drink. I do want to get a couple more little like decorations to make it more October spooky. But I want to start out every episode. I have a checklist of things I want to start with. I want to start by doing a bodily function check. I don't know why, but I just sounded funny and I want to talk about this because I want to overshare. So, bodily function check. I am currently suffering the bites of mosquitoes on my legs. I have about 5 mosquito bites. And I am an itcher, so I will probably itch them raw. So that's what's happening right now. Second, I am on the last part of my monthly lady week, red week. So I am feeling a little bit better than last week. As in pain-wise, no more cramps. So that's my bodily function check. Second, I want to do emotions check because every day I feel different. And every time I'll make a video, I will feel different. And I just want to tell you guys. So today I woke up. So I'm going to do emotions check PC, pre-Celsius. So pre-Celsius, I was feeling sad because my husband's at work. And I just had no energy, so I was like, ugh. I wasn't feeling the best, but then I started drinking my Celsius, put some makeup on, and now I feel better. So let's keep this good energy for the rest of the day. I am looking forward to today's dinner, so that's good. Then I also want to do favorite song right now. Favorite song right now, right this second, is going to be, this is hard, but this is a challenge and I can't take it back. Okay, so favorite song right this second, I'm gonna have to do Blue by Billie Eilish because it's, I think I'm allergic to something. I think I'm allergic. Or maybe it's all the dust on this plant, but anyways. Billie Eilish, Blues, favorite song. Okay. Now I want to move on to movie recommendation / don't recommend. This week I've watched one movie. It is The Platform 2 on Netflix. I loved the concept of The Platform 1 on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, I definitely recommend you watching it. No, last week I watched The Platform 2 because it came out last Friday. No. I don't know what. I was expecting it. I was expecting it to be. I was expecting them to continue the first one, even though the first one did have an ending. It left a lot of unopened questions that I thought they would answer on the second one. And it was just a whole different story like the first one. Don't watch it. It was not good. So don't recommend Platform 2 on Netflix. That is what I want to start off by saying. Because I didn't like it. And I'm a thriller, psychological thriller movie lover. So don't recommend it. But anyways, I have a list of things I want to talk about that are just crazy that's happened to me in my childhood that I thought maybe you guys would find not interesting, but maybe just you'd be curious to know. So again, I grew up in Peru. I lived in a third world country in a very, very poor city. Very poor town. When I say poor, I mean we didn't have roads, it was dirt. We would go without electricity a lot because we didn't have like reliable power lines. I'm trying to like paint a picture for you. There was no ambulance growing up, cop cars. Like if there was an emergency, you would have to get yourself there somehow with a taxi. A lot of people didn't own cars either. We rely a lot on like public transportation. So very poor town, but I ran that town as a little kid. Me and Raggedy ran the town. So I want to talk to you guys. Actually, this is something that I want to talk about because I brought it up to my husband this weekend and he couldn't believe it. So this is actually not, let's talk about Peru because I've had a lot of diseases. So I've had a lot of diseases as a child that a typical child in America wouldn't have. So let's start off by talking about when I had the mumps. So let's actually search the mumps so I can describe it. It is a virus. So the mumps virus, it is a highly contagious paramyxovirus. It causes a viral illness known as a mumps. Okay, duh. So yeah, wait, what causes it? Let's see. It's a virus. Okay, well, somebody gave me the mumps then. So what it does as a child, it causes your salivary glands to swell. So you have this like giant puffy face. I don't remember any pain associated with this virus, but I do remember specifically that I was in a play because I was very lucky to go to private school. We lived in Peru, so although we lived in this very poor town where all my family lived, my dad was one of the teachers in a private school, and we went there with a lot of wealthy people. So I grew up knowing the wealthy and the poor. So in my school that I went to, we had a play every year, and that specific year we had The Wizard of Oz, and I love The Wizard of Oz. So I was casted as a munchkin. So I was a munchkin on The Wizard of Oz and I got the mumps. I begged my dad to please let me stay and be in the play. I don't think anybody knew I had the mumps because if they did, they probably wouldn't let me be part of the play. But I remember performing still as a munchkin with the mumps. And my parents were back there so proud of me as I sang, no, what do we sing? We're off to see. No, we don't sing that. What do the Munchkins sing? I don't know. I just remember having to sing a lot. So I've had the mumps. That's one disease. Disease number 2 is, let's see, hepatitis A. I've had hepatitis A, and that is, my dad and mom don't know how I got it. I know how I got it. So again, growing up in Peru, dirt, roads, probably human feces, animal feces. I don't know why I went through this phase in my childhood life where I would make chocolate milk. So I would make chocolate milk with a bucket, a little bucket, like a play bucket. I would fill it up with water from the hose, and I would use dirt as the chocolate. Ugh, I don't know why did I do that? So I would make chocolate milk for myself, and I would drink it often. And then as a snack, it gets worse. It gets worse, guys. It gets worse. As a snack, I would eat roly-polies. Real, alive roly-polies. I would eat them. I don't know why I did that. Not sure why I did that at all, but I'm pretty sure that's why I got hepatitis A. Only memory I have of the actual illness was me being yellow. I was just yellow, I think. I'm pretty sure. The reason also, just this is like, it just popped into my head. The reason why I always, the reason why I'm speaking about my childhood a lot is because I don't really talk about it. And there's so much of my childhood that I have just blocked out of my brain. And speaking about it is making me remember a lot of it. And it's awesome memories that I want to share with you guys. So as I'm talking about it, other things are popping up in my brain. So it's just funny. I mean, it's not a great memory that I had hepatitis A. It's just crazy that I had it. And this all happened, all these diseases I'm going to tell you, I had before I was 9 years old. So yes. So far, hepatitis A, the mumps. Then I had, what else did I get? I've had, what is it called? Chickenpox. Chickenpox, something normal. Everyone in Peru's had chickenpox. So I've had that. So those are diseases I've had in Peru. Now, viruses and stuff didn't stop from entering my body even when we came to America. So when we came to America, I got, well, let me start off by saying I was in middle school. So now we jumped from under 9 years old to middle school. Middle school was very weird, very awkward, very weird part of my life. I was like, I came to the United States in 5th grade, and I had not only learned English, I had to learn how to fit in. I had to learn how to fit in with people from a completely different culture. It was a very hard transition, but then going to middle school with maybe one friend was really hard for me. So I thankfully was able to make friends, but it was still like this transition of finding myself. And also, out of all my sisters, I was the one that I adapted more to the American culture faster than the rest of my siblings. So it was like that battle of me like for example, wanting to like make friends and wanting to go to my friends' homes. And in Peru, you don't really do that. Like your parents don't let you spend the night at people's homes, go to people's homes, unless it's family or it's someone you've known for years. So it was a battle. So middle school was very awkward for me. It was me figuring out who I want to be as a person. It was also me like, you know, like my boobs getting bigger and me wanting to like wear a push-up bra and boys like, so it was a very, let's just say that was my priority in middle school, and it shouldn't have been my priority in middle school because my grades were not good. My grades were not good. So I want to say this happened 8th grade. Also, my dad was a teacher, so he held us at a very high standard for grades. We were not allowed to have anything under a C, which isn't that hard, I guess, in middle school, you know? But if you're worried about boys and flirting and being class clown, like, yeah, your grades are not going to be good. So I remember having I think I had a D in one class, and that was not okay. I was not going to have my dad ground me. So for a quarter, it was just like a quarter, or was it a semester? I'm not sure. My school, my middle school specifically, would mail your report cards instead of giving them directly to you or to your parents. So my school would mail the report cards, and I came up with this brilliant idea to make sure I grabbed the mail that day, grab the report card and throw it away, and then my dad would just never find out. I wasn't very bright, so I was like, yes, I'm gonna do that. So every day I would check the mail. I was stressing. I'm pretty sure my mom knew I was like, there was something happening because I was like acting a little weird. So every day I would check the mail, and we had like one of those little mailboxes that would, because I grew up living in a condo and in America, and we had like the little, what is it called? Like a little mailbox on your screen door in front of your door. So obviously when the mailman came, you would see him. He would come to your door. So I'd wait by our couch because he came at the same time every day, and then I would check the mail, and then one day he did come and it had my report card in it. So I grabbed it, took it to my room, took it to school the next day, threw it away. I was stressing out. I was stressing out so hard about my grades and hiding my grades and throwing them away to the point that I gave myself the shingles. Do you guys know what the shingles are? If you do, you probably feel bad for me because it's horrible. Shingles are a rash that occurs typically face, neck, back, I think. It happens from stress, and it is extremely painful. It is contagious, and actually, is it contagious? I think it is contagious, but it comes out when you're under extreme amount of stress. I was in 8th grade. Also, not common in children, not common in young adults, only common in like older to elderly people, specifically elderly people. I remember getting the rash. It was so itchy. I am an itcher, and I got it on my stomach. I got it on underneath my ribs on my right side, and as time went on, my shingles spread up my ribs all the way to my back. And to describe the shingles, it's a rash, like a heat rash, but instead of little bumps, it's blisters full of water. Horrible, I know. So my dad took me to the doctors. The doctors asked me if I was under a lot of stress. If I was under a lot of stress, and that's when I confessed to my dad that I had hid my grades because I had a D. even though I had already worked on like my grade and it was not a D anymore, my dad ended up telling me it's okay not to do it again. He did ground me, but then he also felt bad for me because like what I was going through was crazy, like the shingles, hello. So the doctor gave me an antibiotic for the shingles to help. Guess what? I was allergic to it. It made the rash worse. The rash was so bad. So I stopped using the cream. I thought it was cool that I had the rash, as in like I used to be a TA for my woodshop class because I loved woodshop. And there were these two cute boys in my woodshop class. And I will never forget when I lifted my shirt and I was like, do you want to see something cool? And I showed them my rash. I don't know if the boys thought I was cute or something, but they were like, oh wow, that is cool. And now I'm like, that's fucking disgusting. Like, why did I do that? There's nothing cute or cool about shingles. Like, oh my God. So the shingles eventually went away. It took a long time. My sisters made fun of me forever. They still make fun of me for it. They were like, remember when you hid your grades and got the shingles? Because the shingles are not fun. They're not nice. They're horrible. They're itchy. I wouldn't wish that on my worst on my worst enemy. Honestly, the shingles, bad. So I've had the shingles. Let's see, what else have I had? I think that's it. I think that's all I've had virus and disease wise that I can think of right now. Okay, drink break really quick. Okay. I think, if I'm not wrong, I think that's the diseases I've had for just being gross and a liar. So don't lie, kids. Do not lie. It is not worth the shingles. Not worth the shingles. I don't have a lot of pictures either from my childhood because we didn't have cameras, obviously. I do have some that are printed, not a lot. So if I do have photos, actually, I don't have any that would like correlate with the story, but those are the diseases I can think of right now for Peru. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure that's it for diseases and viruses. Here in the US as an adult too, I've gotten like very weird random things. Like for example, last year I was suffering through a horrific lip allergy. I was reacting really weirdly towards lip liners, to the point where every time I'd put it on, I had this huge rash on my lips. Like literally the worst rash all around my lips, all around the bottom of my lips. My lips were really, really swollen too, which honestly kind of slayed. Not gonna lie. Did like that, but I didn't like the rash because then the rash actually got really bad. I liked my lips being swollen a little too much to where I kept putting that same lip liner on my lips. Itched my lip too hard, which opened up like a little slit on my lip. Ended up having a horrible allergic reaction to where I had like blisters on my lip, on my bottom lip, and there was like nasty stuff coming out. I had to go to the hospital. I put cream on it, everything was fine. Now I'm not allergic to lip products anymore, which is really strange. I wonder what triggered that. Not sure what triggered that, but honestly, I do miss just the swelling because my lips were plumped. Don't cancel me. Let's see. Growing up in Peru is just crazy. It was crazy. I don't know why I ate the weirdest stuff. Not even like, oh, Peruvian food. It's like, no, I was eating dirt. My older sister actually used to eat grass by choice, guys. This is just her being a kid too. And she said the grass tasted like Fritos, which is true. I'm not telling you to do this, but if by chance you are curious, grab a piece of grass, break it in half and sniff it. It does smell like Fritos, but she would eat it and she would have us try it too. It does taste like Fritos. I'm not telling you to go out there and eat grass, but it does taste and smell like Fritos. So that's something my sister would do. Also, things I did eat that were kind of weird, probably shouldn't be eating is, I don't know if you guys have been to the beach and dug like a little hole after a wave crashes and there's little sand crabs. I think they're called sand fleas. I used to eat those in Peru. Again, I grew up in a really poor part of Peru. We just grew up there, which meant a lot of the people that lived there were extremely poor. And there was this family that lived about 4 houses down from us that were extremely poor. And I mean extremely poor as in if they didn't fish, they had no food. So my mom did help them out a lot, especially the children, like with clothes and food and stuff like that, because we were lucky enough to have food on our plates. But as a kid, you know, one of the young boy, there was a girl and a boy and then older brothers, but the girl was my age, but she had a younger brother. His name was Kalim. He was my best friend. He was so sweet. Rest in peace. He is not here with us anymore. But he would go to the beach with me, and he was actually, now that I'm an adult, I learned that he did this because he was hungry. But we would dig sand fleas and just pop them in our mouth and eat them. And he loved them. I loved them because they're just salty. You would take the shell off of it, of course, and then pop it in your mouth and eat it. And I don't think that's something typical that you would find here. Also, my grandma did cook with that as well. It's not a typical Peruvian dish at all. This is just something my grandma also grew up poor, and it was just like a tradition thing for her, as in like she's had it before, and that's just something she enjoyed eating. She would make sand flea, like, what is it called? Like egg pancakes. I don't know how to explain it. She would like whip some eggs, add some like onion, tomato, throw the sand fleas, and then fry it. I remember eating that, and also she would make ceviche out of the sand fleas, which I believe I did eat as well. I ate everything growing up. So, sand fleas, what else that's not traditional? I've actually learned that I've eaten cat before, not by choice, not by choice. Not by choice, so please don't come at me. This was me as a child in a different country, different culture. This is not normalized either. People don't just eat cat in Peru. I don't remember exactly the story of how I ate it, but my mom did tell me last time I went to Peru this year that I did eat cat. Yeah, I hope that's not, I feel like I'm oversharing way too much. So yeah, those are the stories I wanted to tell you guys about Peru. Hopefully you guys find that crazy, because I think it's crazy that I've had all those diseases, and there's just so much about my life in Peru that's just so different, and I love Peru. I am so proud to be Peruvian, and I love my family in Peru, every single year we go to Peru, and I'm always so proud to show my husband and my kids where I came from and my family, and I love it. I love it so much. And yeah. I want to also talk to you guys about my first video. I don't want to get emotional, but I need a second. I just did my makeup. Okay, hold on. I need a second. I'm also, on my red week, so I'm a little extra emotional, but I need a second. Okay. Okay, I need to compose myself. Okay. I was not expecting to get 1 follower, 10 views. Oh my god. Oh my god, why can I not say this without crying? To go out after this. I can't. Okay. I wasn't expecting. I had 0 subscribers when I posted my first YouTube video last week. Well, actually a couple days ago. I was not expecting anyone to watch or subscribe or anything, and it may not seem like a lot to you guys, but I think I have 30 subscribers, which I can't believe. I'm so grateful. May not seem like a lot, but like I said in my first video, I've always held myself back in things. Why can I say this? I don't know, seeing that at least 30 of you guys subscribed and liked my video, and I'm just really grateful. I'm extremely grateful. I can't believe my first video has, I think, 1,000 views, which is like beyond what I thought. I'm just on here rambling, I'm just really grateful, and I want to post a lot for you guys, and I truly do enjoy doing this. I like chatting. I mean, I like talking, and I just want to be friends with you guys. That's it. I just want to sit here, tell you guys about my life, and I hope you guys find it as interesting as I think it is. But I'm very grateful. Very, 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 very grateful. So thank you guys for subscribing and watching my videos. And again, I'm on my period, so that's probably why I'm so emotional. Okay. Now let's end this video with something interesting. I have a Reddit story I want to read to you guys. Hold on, just in a second. Okay. I have a Reddit story. I don't read them because I want to read them with you for the first time. So I hope it's interesting. It was posted 19 hours ago on Reddit, so it's freshly new. But I thought it would be interesting to talk to you guys. Just from the title, I was like, okay, this seems interesting. So here we go. Am I the asshole for telling my husband he ruined our honeymoon? So my husband and I just got back from our honeymoon, and honestly, I've been holding on to a lot of frustration since we returned. We had both been so excited about it because it was our first trip together as a married couple. Wow. Oh, as a married couple, okay. It was supposed to be a romantic, once-in-a-lifetime experience, but it turned out to be anything but that for me. A few weeks before the wedding, my husband started talking about how it would be fun if we invited his best friend and his wife to join us for part of the honeymoon. What? I immediately told him that I wasn't comfortable with the idea because I wanted this trip to be about us. But he kept bringing it up, saying it would make the trip more exciting and less boring. What? He just called her boring? I stuck my guns and thought I had made it clear that I wasn't happening. Well, we arrived at our destination, and to my shock, his best friend and wife are waiting at the hotel lobby. My husband had secretly invited them anyways, saying it would be no big deal and that we could still have our alone time. But the entire trip turned into group dinners, shared activities, and zero intimacy. I barely got any time with just him, and when I brought it up, he acted like I was overreacting. He said we can go on a private vacation another time, and that I should be grateful we got to travel at all. When we got home, I told him he ruined what was supposed to be our special honeymoon. He just shrugged and said I was making a bigger deal than it is, and that we'll have plenty of other trips. I can't shake the disappointment though, and he still doesn't seem to get why I'm upset. Am I the asshole for feeling like my honeymoon was ruined? And tell him so. Oh my God. Hold on. The husband said it would make the trip more exciting and less boring. We need to talk about that because he's implying that them traveling together is so boring that they need other people there. This is their freaking honeymoon. You only get one honeymoon in a marriage. So he's implying she's boring and wants their honeymoon to have other people. That is so weird and mean. That is so mean. This guy sounds like a horrible person. Horrible, horrible person. Then, for her to tell him how she feels, which is totally valid, it's their freaking honeymoon, for him to say, okay, and then invite them in secret is wild. Wild. Holy moly. She didn't even have intimacy with him. What the heck? That is crazy. This is crazy. It sounds like she needs to evaluate the entire relationship and marriage because this guy sounds like a horrible, horrible person. And also, like, him saying they'll have plenty of other vacations is such... I feel like he's gaslighting her in a way to make it seem like what he did in their honeymoon is justifiable. That's crazy, crazy, crazy. I need to know what you guys think, because I do not think she's the asshole. She is not the asshole. He is the asshole. I need to know what you guys think. This is insane. I need to elaborate with other people because this is crazy. And also, like, for the friend to agree to go with his wife to someone's honeymoon is even more wild. That's insane. That's insane. Crazy. Heck no. My husband would never agree to that. I would never agree to that. That is wild. Wild, wild, wild. But this is how we're gonna end our second YouTube video. I again want to thank you guys so much for watching, subscribing, and liking my video. I appreciate so much. Hopefully next time I'll have a little bit more decorations than my Raggedy Ann. But thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you next week.